I want to ask you something specific today. How long have you known about your pattern? The one that keeps showing up again and again and again. The reaction you keep having, the decision you keep making, even though you know better. 6 months, a year, 3 years, and in that time, how much it actually changed. If the honest answer is not much, this video is going to explain why. And it is not what most personal development content will tell you. There is a distinction I come back to constantly and the work I with founders do. The map versus the territory. The map is your understanding of the pattern, the framework, the insight, the intellectual knowledge of where it came from, how it operates, where it comes in your daily life. The map is real, you already have it. It is valuable, it is necessary, and you cannot navigate territory or terrain you cannot see. For that, you need this map. But the map is not exactly the territory itself. The territory is your body, your nervous system, your physical location where the pattern actually lives, not in your thoughts about it. In your tissue, in the specific muscle groups that tightens when the triggers arrives. In the whole gut response that fires before your prefrontal cortex has processed what just happened, because that process only happens when it's calm, clearer, not in the state of agitation, the state of emotional charge coming in the stored emotional charge that was compressed 3 years ago has been waiting for this completion ever since. And whenever some trigger point happens which is associated with that emotional charge, it just fires. Why? Because finding a way to come out, but like this it will never come out. Most personal development works at map level. It gives you better and better maps, more details, more accurate, more psychological sophisticated, and the territory stays exactly as it was, because the territory does not update through cartography or anything. It updates through a direct contact. Now, let me explain the mechanism, because this is where most people get lost in this way. Many traumatic or high charged emotional events happen, especially in the childhood. The emotion that arises is meant to move through a body in a complete cycle. Something happens, the emotion arises, it moves through it, completes, and the nervous system returns to baseline. But when the environment does not allow that completion, when the child is told not to cry, when the adolescent suppresses anger to keep the peace, when the young adult shuts down to survive a situation they cannot control, when someone just lashes out on someone just to get that angerness out instead of processing where it's coming from, the emotion gets compressed, compressed, and compressed every time. It does not complete, it gets stored in the body as a charge. The charge sits there for years, decades, waiting for completion. And your nervous system adapting to it, adapting to how you have to react, how you have to store it back, how you will be utilizing when something trigger point arrives in future. And every time a situation arises, the pattern matches to that original event, your nervous system knows how to react to this. Done. Similar tone, similar dynamics, similar feelings, stored charge, it all fires up. Not because you decided to react, because the body recognized that pattern, the match, and that activated the stored response automatically. And this is something which is given out to you. Now, this is why you can understand your patterns completely and still follow it, because the trigger does not activate your understanding. It activates the charge, and the charge fires faster than understanding can respond. Your insight is real, your awareness is real, but they live in a different part of your brain than where the charge is stored. This awareness understanding is normally in the prefrontal cortex, the logical understanding. Okay, I do this because of this. Okay, I've understood this is there in the logical part of the brain. When the charge comes out, if there is no sense of calmness, patience, a gap in reacting, your nervous system doesn't know what are the different ways of reacting. It will automatically throw out a response. Now, this response generally fogs this area of your logical thinking. So now you don't know. You're just operating from the old operating system, which is pre-fed. Now, and all those two systems do not automatically synchronize just because one of them had a breakthrough, and this is where the differentiation comes in. The insight gives you the map, the clearing requires going to the territory, which means going to the body, to the stored charge, and finishing what was interrupted. So what does going to territory actually looks like? Because this is where most people either give up or get confused. It is not dramatic. It is not years of intensive somatic therapy, though that has value. That has its own charm to it. This is not relieving the trauma in high intensity session. It's the three things in sequence. Locating the feeling. Not just understanding, going back to the specific events or patterns or event where the charge formed. Not thinking about it from a distance. Actually feeling where it sits in the body. For most people, this is a specific physical sensation, a tightening in chest, a constriction in the throat, a heaviness in the gut. Sometimes that has been there so long it feels like background noise. That sensation in the charge. Completion, allowing the emotion that was compressed there to finish its natural cycle, to performing emotion, not manufacturing a feeling, just creating enough safety and enough manufacturing feeling, just creating enough space that stored emotion can finally move now. And this is often quieter than people expect. Sometimes it's a breath that finally reaches somewhere it has not reached in years. Sometimes it is a tear that arrives not from pain but from release. Sometimes it's simply a setting, the body exhaling something it has been holding for years. And then, third is re-choosing. After the completion, which adult eyes are you going to use? And with the same eyes, with the charge no longer running the interruption, consciously deciding for once and for all what the original event actually meant, why it existed, what you learned from it. Not what the 7 years old concluded under pressure, no. What you, with the full information and adult resources, your current experience, actually believes in and what it believes it's true. Three stages together are what moves the needle in the territory, not just the map. And if you've been doing the intellectual work and wondering why the pattern is still running, you have not done anything wrong. You have been working at the right level for the stage, for the process to happen. And that the whole stage is the first step. And the idea that you have already taken the step, the first step, is a bigger thing than you believe in, because now you're ready to move forward. The map work was necessary, it got you here. Now the territory is what is left. And the territory is exactly what I work on the conversation about in the free video, which is there in the link. Not more frameworks, not more understanding the specific charge, running your specific patterns located completely clear. Watch the video, understand where the reset entropy comes from. Fill in the form. It is if it resonates, do it. We talk. The link is in the bio. Subscribe. Thursday, I'm going to go deeper into specific body location where different loops store their charge and what that means for how you clear each other. I will see you there. Subscribe for more.